Netflix, the second series of the Sunderland documentary's come out. So I can't not ask you about the first series. You came out as like basically the star of it. Came across so well.
Yeah, I still get messages to this day, to be honest. Just stuff like around the world. It's crazy really when you think about how many people watch Netflix and they're watching me in the psychology session. It's like, it's at the time you don't realise what is around the corner with that and what it leads to.
How are you dealing with everything? Obviously, you've gone back home. How are you finding it? It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like I've rewound like 15 years. There's obviously positives and negatives about coming home. I had to weigh them up in the end, but I got my PlayStation and stuff. Mum's cooking's good. Play table tennis every day. Obviously, like you, we don't need hairdressers, so
yeah.
I don't have to worry about my hair getting longer or anything. So the beard's getting a bit longer. I'll be like Ledley soon, I think.
Yeah. I've not seen you for about a year. How's Charlton?
Yeah, it's been a while. Feels like a long time ago now, obviously, since I left Palace and had some great memories there. But you know, it was a positive step in my career to join Charlton. Obviously, didn't know how it would go down with both sets of fans at the time, but I couldn't have received any more love from both fans. It's been amazing, to be fair, and to achieve what we did last year in another playoff final was just like beyond my wildest dreams. Probably hence the celebrations after the game, which was also tough because playing against my old team in the final was a tough day for me. But on a personal note, like, I was over the moon to achieve that with Charlton. It was crazy.
You must love playing at Wembley. You like never lose.
Nah, I'm still unbeaten, 2 out of 2.
Like on Wembley, like you've actually had a crazy career, haven't you? What are you, 26?
26, yeah.
Yeah. So like, well, you've got promotion to the Prem, played for your childhood team, played in the Prem, played in European semi-final, and then promotion again from League One to the Championship.
Yeah, when you put it like that, obviously some of them achievements were, beyond my wildest dreams when I was a kid. All I could look to as a kid was to make my debut probably for the youth team, let alone the first team. To go and achieve that debut at Palace and then to go and achieve what I've done so far has been amazing. Obviously, there's a lot of negatives along the way. But then positives that you've spoke about and mentioned, they kind of drive you on to keep going, and you want to get as many as possible in your career. But it is full of ups and downs, and I've had my fair share of downs for sure. So, yeah.
And what is it like playing in like a massive international tournament, the semi-final? Can you like put that into words?
Yes, it's a bit of a blur, to be honest. Obviously, it was a long time. It was a 6 to 8 week camp in the end because we'd done so well. None of us expected us to still be in France 6 weeks later. So it was a lot of laundry, a lot of messing about. We spent a lot of time together, so created friendship bonds that probably last a lifetime and memories that will last a lifetime. So yeah, the semi-final was a bit of a blur because you don't realise how big a occasion it is until afterwards, I don't think. When you get home and see what it means to all the Wales fans and all the Welsh people, it was surreal. Obviously, it hit home when we arrived back in Wales and saw what it meant to thousands and thousands of people. But yeah, something I'll probably never get to experience again. You never know. Obviously, we've got the Euros next year, but to play a part in that was amazing. Yeah,
probably one of the best players in the world and probably the biggest name in the Wales team. What's it like playing with Gareth Bale?
Yeah, it's been a while now. I feel like my debut was when I was like 19. I think Gary Speed called me into the squad when I was like 17. So even I've seen him evolve, the last 9 years into the player he is today. But he's never changed. That's one thing I can say about him. He's never ever change as a person, which you can probably, I've seen that in my career, that people do change with success, and he's one that never has, and that's a credit to him and his family because they're lovely as well. So he's a he's unreal. Yeah.
If you had to say one thing, what makes him so special?
One thing. It's out of his pace and his left foot. Obviously, his personality is top draw as well. So he is a really nice guy. So
He gets a lot of stick, but obviously, like, you never hear of teammates not liking him. So he's obviously a likable person.
yeah, he's more of a leader, I'd say, in the last 3 or 4 years, especially that campaign of the Euros. I think he took it on within himself to, step up and speak up in meetings, and everyone stops and listens when Gareth's speaking. So I think it was the right thing for him to do. Obviously, he captained the side at times more recently. With Ashley, obviously, he's been in and out of the team now. He was an amazing captain for Wales, obviously, to achieve what he did at the Euros with us. But he's a leader, Gareth, and everyone listens. So yeah, amazing person, amazing athlete, and amazing footballer.
Netflix, the second series of the Sunderland documentary's come out.
Yeah.
So I can't not ask you about the first series. You came out as like basically the star of it. Came across so well.
Yeah, I still get messages to this day, to be honest. Just stuff like around the world. It's crazy, really, when you think about how many people watch Netflix and they're there watching me in a psychology session. It's like it's at the time you don't realise what is around the corner with that and what it leads to. But it was one of them things where in the season I feel lucky and I was excited to go and do well at Sunderland, and to have that taken away from me for a shoulder injury was tough to take. It was a massive opportunity with a lot of very good players in the squad, and we underachieved massively as a team and didn't perform. I don't know whether that was down to pressure or whatever, I don't know. But when I did play for Sunderland, I loved playing for them. It was a massive club and nice people, really nice staff. Like, the fans were great, and yeah, it was a tough season. So I think that's what came out. Obviously, for me in the series, I did find it tough.
Looking back on it, watching it, it must be a bit surreal. Would you take part in a documentary thing like that again?
Yeah, if I was a bit happier, I think. Obviously, they caught me at the wrong time. So it's not always like that, guys. But yeah, no, maybe. I'm just quite honest and say how it is and how I feel. Some footballers do, some footballers don't. Maybe I need to put on more of a shield. But at the time, it was how I felt, and I've never been depressed. But it was a tough time in my career. Obviously, living up there on my own and being injured, it was tough. Like spending Christmas up there and things like that. It's life at the end of the day. It was a year that I had a couple of highlights, obviously scoring for them, and I put in a few good performances that didn't lead to wins. But on a personal note, when I did play, I felt like I performed well. But to have it taken away, I think I played like 14 games, so it was a tough season.
And then I suppose you're not involved in this one, but you're going to watch it.
I've heard I'm involved at the end.
Oh, really? I've not seen it.
Well, I was watching it this morning. I'm on like episode 4. So they've just signed Will Grigg in the January transfer window. So I've got 2 more. I'm enjoying it though. It's a hard watch for me because I know how it ends. I know how the season ends, and it's like, in an ideal world, I would have loved Sunderland to have come first and us to have won the playoffs against someone else. For me, I would have loved us both to have gone up. But on the day, obviously, only one team mattered on the day, and that was Charlton. So it is a tough watch because there's loads. I've still got friends there and people I talk to, and it's hard. But on a personal note, it was a massive relief to win that game.
I was thinking about this morning just before I called you, and obviously when I brought it up, like, your career has been crazy. It's actually been mad, hasn't it? I bet you couldn't have planned it like this.
No, never. Even when to think of, I think I played for like 6 teams. It's obviously a lot of loans, but it's a crazy world, the football world. You never know where you're going to be. 1 minute you're here, 1 minute I'm in my mum's house. Next I'm playing in front of thousands. It's just life. It's football. It's unpredictable.
One last question. if you had to pick one player from your career, who was the most naturally talented?
That's a tough question. Obviously, there's 2 or 3 that stick out for me. Obviously, Wilf, from day one since I was a kid, you knew his ability. It was just getting it out of him and him, you know, expressing himself, and he managed to do that. And obviously getting the opportunity at a young age. So Wilf, you know, everyone knows about Wilf. I don't need to ramble on. But obviously Gareth Bale played for Real Madrid. He's won 3 or 4, I think 4 Champions League medals. He's frightening. So it's a hard pick, but obviously I have to go on what Gareth's achieved, and he's unbelievable player. Definitely underrated at the moment, for sure. But yeah.
Perfect, Jonny. You're a legend for doing this. So thank you very much, mate.
No worries. Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you as well. We'll have to catch up when the season gets going, if it gets going again. But class, mate. You're a legend.
Has anyone told you look like Braithwaite or not?
Mate, when he signed, I got so many messages.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I'm glad that I'm not the first one to say.
Yeah. I'd love to get him on.
I've had a lot worse. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'd love to get him on this. So, yeah, it could be worse. As long as he stays at Barca, I don't mind it.
Yeah. You have to get a shirt, man.
Jonny, catch you later.
Cheers, Al. Take care.
See ya.